Gosh, I just had a rough day at school today, man.
Oh, it's no problem. We're just
Looks like we won't be having a normal match, though. Maybe this will excite me enough to get me talking straight again.
It's a random order match. We're switching off. So we won't know what the first Pokemon's going to be, but on the red corner we have Krabby, Chimchar, and Metang.
And while on the blue team we have Granbull, Blissey, and Drowzee. I'm really glad we're listening to this song. I love this song from Jet Set Radio.
Oh yeah, me too. Jet Set Radio soundtrack is amazing. That being said though, looks like Krabby has both a Hyper Cutter ability and a White Herb, so won't be taking any stat drops at all. At least the first one.
That is true, but if Drowzee gets off the nasty plot and Krabby doesn't do enough damage, it can potentially set up to do lots of damage against the red team.
That Drowzee can be dangerous if red team is not ready. Unless Metang is sent out first against Drowzee, which he can definitely handle both Psychic and Shadow Ball very nicely.
Give me a break.
1 minute 40 seconds left in this betting period. Not a lot of bets in right now, but I'm sure it'll fill up eventually as the time runs out. I know a lot of people like to get in their bets last thing.
Yeah, the very last minute is what we're looking for here. Oh, looks like there's a over 3,000 bet on blue team.
Oh my.
A brave soul.
Someone has a lot of faith on blue team.
Understandable with the Pokemon. I mean, Blissey's always very nice, at least as far as tanking goes. Although against physical attackers on red team, though, I'm not quite sure that'll be the case this time around.
Maybe Krabby and Chimchar might be the red team's weak spot since they're both only first level or base evolution Pokemon. Chimchar might be especially weak but has a very high attack stat.
Yes, it does have a very high attack. Unfortunately, I'm looking at its moves right now. It's all special, and Chimchar is not really known for its having a decent special attack. But with 236, it's not too bad this time around. And with Will-O-Wisp to cut off other team stats. But that said, there's only 36 left on the clock, so please get your bets in while you still can.
And it looks like we're being confronted by Lucamine.
No, Evil Mom.
Evil Mother! Why?
And with that being said, betting time is now over. The match begins.
And now we're fighting the Mother Beast in the lovely Crystal Coliseum.
A very fitting Coliseum, actually. Well, it's the best you're gonna get.
It does have the spooky atmosphere.
Indeed. That being said, Granbull versus Metang. Looks like it's benefiting the red team right now because with a lot of resistance with its steel type, and it does a Meteor Mash and a critical hit. And a nice attack boost as well.
Ooh, and it looks like Granbull will get its own hit, but it does not do quite as much damage as the Metang does.
It's not looking good for the blue corner to start off this match, and Metang replies with another Meteor Mash for knocking out Granbull.
Now it looks like the red team is in the lead, with the blue team only having 2 Pokemon compared to the red team's 3.
Let's see if they can turn this around, though. Drowzee will be going out, and it looks like it's going to go straight up for a Shadow Ball.
Metang will move first again in this matchup, going for another Meteor Mash. Does a good hit on the Drowzee, taking it just below half health. Oh, I won a badge.
Oh, very nice. Just rigging it with our commentators, just rigging it as usual.
Drowzee goes for a Shadow Ball, but not very strong.
It's not looking good for the blue corner. Metang is tanking those Shadow Balls and getting a lot of stat boosts with Meteor Mash. And now goes for a Bullet Punch.
A light hit on the Drowzee, but doesn't matter as the Drowzee only has a sliver of health left, while Metang is just about a quarter, so a little bit above Drowzee.
True. Metang left with 50 HP, can still probably take another Shadow Ball at this point in time, but won't have to worry about that because it goes for a bullet punch to knock out Drowzee.
It's unfortunate that ghost moves don't bypass Steel in this generation.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Steel is really overpowered before it got nerfed again, but as a defensive type anyway.
That's true.
With that being said, Blissey will be sent out, and I believe Metang will go first with a bullet punch.
Wow, lots of damage on the Blissey despite how much health it has, but Blissey returns with the Fire Punch, which I think will be enough to take out the Metang.
And you were correct, Metang will be going down. Unfortunately, Blissey will have to fight 2 more Pokemon if it wants any chance to win this.
It looks like if the Blissey can land a Thunder on the Krabby, the blue team may have a fighting chance against the red team.
This is true. We will see what happens. Turn will determine it. And unfortunately, Thunder will miss.
Krabby goes in for the superpower, which will be super effective on the Blissey, and it looks like it'll just take it out.
Looks like he got to use his white herb before the battle ended. And that's it. Red team will take it for a not too bad 42% payout.
Definitely not 236, but it's still something. Better than losing.
That's true. Money is money. And with that said, we'll be going right back to Ash Gray. Look at the final Pokeball.
Yep, seems like we'll finally get to open up that Pokeball and find out what's inside. Most inputs seem to be on A, so it looks like the Twitch chat wants to know just as much as we do.
Good to hear. I'm glad we're all excited to see what could possibly be inside of this Pokeball. It could be anything.
Only 2 tokens in this token pool, but still 2 tokens more than 0.
I'm gonna put my bet that what's inside the Pokeball is just hot air. Oh, it looks like I didn't know the main character actually talks in this game. But with that being said, we start off our next match with some classic Super Smash Bros. Music with Dreamland.
And it looks like we'll just have a normal match for this matchup, but that's fine. Seems on the blue team we have Misdreavus, Cherrim, and Dusclops.
And on the red team, we have Vileplume, Claydol, and Xatu.
Very strong team comp, I think.
Yeah, I think overall both teams look pretty solid, just by judging from the Pokemon themselves. Switching is on, so there's always you can definitely mix stuff up here if you're not happy with your first Pokemon sent out.
I'm loving the Dreamland music from Super Smash Bros. Kirby music is always my favorite.
Kirby music is always a good music choice to go with if you want to bet music or just have something to listen to.
Someone asked who's commentating, but I don't know if it's a joke or not because they put forehead right beside it.
Well, I'll answer anyway. I'm Fresh Outlook, and joined by me is Lap Boxes. We will be commentating for the next X amount of minutes as soon as the marquee shows how long to the next token match.
Looks like we have 1 minute and 35 seconds left in this betting period. Hurry up and get your bets in, guys. This looks for an interesting one.
Looks like blue team does have some sort of a good way to start off with Dusclops having a super effective fire punch. No stab will mean it's not exactly the strongest move, especially with Vileplume's pretty average, decent defense. It would be able to handle that. Vileplume can reply back with either Acid or Mega Drain. I would switch in this case just because it can't really deal too much damage to Dusclops. But
That's what I was thinking too. Switching the Claydol and go on Earthquake, but then again it'd be weak to Shadow Punch.
yes, that is true. But Claydol's pretty bulky. They can work around that, I think. I think personally, it'd be a better switch than to Xatu because then Shadow Punch will deal much more damage. And since Xatu is holding the Iron Ball, it will be slower.
That is true. It seems weird that the Dusclops is holding a Dusk Stone. I don't think it really does anything for a Pokemon.
I'm looking more at Vileplume's Pokeball it's holding. Oh, and I will say that was a mistake on my part. Xatu, even though it does have an Iron Ball, it still outspeeds Dusclops.
It does have Trick Room too. So I guess it kind of cancels out Trick Room unless it decides to use it on Cherrim or Misdreavus.
Another thing that the bettors have to decide on what best to do, as we see a 7K bet on red team. So I hope he does his best. Oh, it looks like the odds just swapped into red's favor regardless anyway.
Now we're in the lovely Lagoon Coliseum where Dusclops will fight against Vileplume.
A wonderful sunny Coliseum as the battle begins. Dusclops' ability going to work into Vileplume's Pokeball. That'll be necessary.
And it looks like the red team has the same thoughts that we do, switching into another one of their Pokemon.
Good option, good option. Dusclops replies, reading that switch with a Shadow Punch.
Does a fresh amount of damage on the Cyclops, but still keeping it above half health.
Very good for red team. It will be able to survive at least another one of those. And it goes for Signal Beam. I guess they're hoping for a confusion?
It was a very light hit, but Dusclops tries to predict them switching again and goes for a Fire Punch. Not that it does not a lot of damage, very effective wise. It's still a normal hit, but just takes Claydol below half health.
Very true. And Claydol replies with an Earthquake for some okay damage, but not taking it down to below half. And looks like Dusclops Shadow Punch will finish the job here.
You're right on that one, Fresh Outlook, leaving the red team behind by one Pokemon as the blue team's Dusclops will now face off against the red team's Vileplume.
Let's see if Vileplume can switch back in and finish the job off for the red team.
Looks like yeah, switching again.
Interesting strategy to say the least. Xatu is sent out.
Seems like the blue team didn't predict them switching and goes for a Fire Punch, which will only do some light damage on the Xatu.
A light hit, but a free switch for free damage, and Dusclops will reply with a Shadow Punch.
Super effective attack takes Xatu below half health, putting the red team in danger. Xatu goes for a Trick Room.
Smart move, but now it outspeeds Dusclops. Or
Shadow Punch always moves first.
Oh, that's right. I always
red team.
I always think Shadow Punch, is the one that just never misses, but
yeah,
always strikes first.
That's what I think too, but low base damage, I think it's only 50 or 60, but it's still, I don't think it ever misses, or doesn't go last. Blech, sorry.
It looks like we forgot to say the Trick Room line.
What's this? Distortion? The Coliseum?
And there you go, guys.
I never got that line that PR Chase said. What about the Coliseum, Chase? Tell us.
Yeah, what's going on, PR Chase? What do you see that we don't? And Vileplume going for a Mega Drain to kind of scoop up a little bit of extra HP for itself.
Looks like Dusclops will move first with a Fire Punch. Critical hit on the Vileplume and just leaves it hanging by a thread.
It's not looking good, but if Spore does take effect for a poison status effect though this far, it might actually knock out Dusclops. We will have to see though.
And you're right, fresh outlook. Looks like Dusclops will be taken out, but I don't think the red team's going to pull through with this one since the blue team still has 2 Pokemon left.
Indeed. Cherrim, being only straight grass type, will take you better damage from Acid. Oh, but they go for Misdreavus. Smart choice, given the situation here.
Vileplume goes for another Mega Drain. Does some light damage on the Misdreavus, but may not be enough to keep it alive.
Misdreavus goes for Parasong. Looks like blue team is going for the disrespect in this scenario.
Well, anything you can do to secure the win, I guess.
That is true. Vileplume now on a timer with 3 turns left.
Misdreavus will move first now and use a Pain Split, evening out the Pokemon's health because they are sharing their pain.
Vileplume applies it a Mega Drain. See if we can knock out at least Misdreavus in its last few turns.
Both Pokemon's Perish count will now fall to 2. I hate Perish Song, it makes me so sad to think about.
No, because Pokemon just are basically biding their time.
Pretty much.
Misdreavus using Mean Look to make sure that Vileplume cannot escape.
Vileplume will follow with a Mega Drain and just barely keep the Misdreavus hanging on, so it looks like that the Misdreavus might faint just before Vileplume faints to the Perish Song.
With the count of Parasong falling down to 1, this will be the last turn of the match. And Misdreavus glares menacingly at Vileplume before it faints to Giga Drain, or Mega Drain.
And all of Vileplume's clutch will be for naught, as after this turn, Vileplume will faint and the blue team will be the victor.
Parasong envelops Vileplume, and it will, I guess, perish.
Press F to pay respects.
And that's it. Blue team will win with Cherrim sitting in the background just relaxing, enjoying that nice 54% payout.
Not so nice disrespect, but a nice win.
With our money counted, we're finally back to side game. And Trash seems very excited to be getting a Charmander. Let's hope he gets it.
I hope he does. Charmander was my favorite starter when I started playing Pokemon.
Always a good choice. I always went with Bulbasaur, because I just like being the different one. You know,
I always had a thing for the fire types. Truthfully, my first games that I ever played were, I think it was Ruby and Sapphire. It was one of the two, and I got Torchic. I was like, "Aw, little chicken."
A good choice.